Welcome back. You are with your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is Expresso. We're live on SABC3. Thank you so much for choosing to wake up on the right side of lockdown with us on this beautiful Monday morning. Well, we're continuing our catch-up with the incomparable Basetsana Kumalo, who has been focused and consistently so on being a beacon of hope for all as we face the current pandemic together. And she's really walked this along with us and taken us through her journey on social media. And this morning we get to hear it all live right here on Expresso. Mama B, welcome back.
Thank you, darling. Thank you, Tabiso.
So many people praised the speed with which President Cyril Ramaphosa instated lockdown in the country, which I think is worthy. But what is the importance of people respecting the regulations of this lockdown, just for anyone who's still not so convinced?
You know, I really truly believe that President Cyril Ramaphosa has to be commended for being so decisive, expedient, and indeed just taking up that kind of leadership role and being so agile in making that call that South Africa get behind your doors. You're safer at home. And I think it's so important for people to adhere to those regulations. We know for a fact how COVID-19 is contracted. We know for a fact that there's still being research done to be able to find us the vaccine. And so until we have that vaccine, scientists are busy in research and development to try and assist humanity, because humanity fundamentally has changed. We're living in a time that is unprecedented. And so when you're giving rules and regulations to stay at home, when you do go out to buy your essentials, to wear a mask, to use gloves, to wash your hands for 20 seconds, there is so much that we can do to be able to flatten the curve. And I would like to implore South Africans to really take these regulations seriously. Often people think when you are at home, you are stuck at home. You are actually not stuck at home. You are safe at home. So I really want to implore South Africans to stay home, stay safe, be considerate for yourself, for your loved ones, and for your fellow South Africans.
Well said, Mama B. And this is not just for the president. We are not staying at home because we're doing it for the president. We are doing it for the greater humanity. We're doing it for life. We are
Absolutely.
doing it for the world. I love that. So you spoke earlier on about the fact that you've appreciated spending time with the family and connecting with them in such meaningful ways. But what are some of the other things that this worldwide situation has made you grateful for?
I'm grateful for life. I'm asthmatic. My son is asthmatic, and knowing what COVID-19 is susceptible to is people with a lower immunity, people who've got respiratory problems, and so that's why we're even more cautious to stay home. We have not left the house. It's only my husband who goes out and buys us the essentials, and so I'm grateful for life, because I think it's something that sometimes we take for granted, our health. And so for me, it's my deepest gratitude every morning that I wake up, that I can breathe, that I'm alive, and that I've good health. And yeah, I mean, and the fact that, one has a roof over one's head. We live in a country where there's such a disparity between the haves and the have-nots. The socioeconomic status of this country is a reality. The inequality is a reality. Many of our people are struggling out there, having to live in squatter camps. And how is it possible to social distance in an environment like that? So every single day I wake up and I count my blessings.
I love that. I love that. And sometimes it's really just about appreciating what you might otherwise take for granted and think is a small element of your life. But in the greater scheme of things, it places you in a completely different space altogether. But Mama B, you and your friends, I mean, we've got to talk about this. You recently were challenged to participate in the Tyler Perry Challenge to sing the gospel song, He's Got the Whole World in His Hands.
Oh, my word.
And you did it in your bid to spread hope, which is fantastic. We had a good time. It made us feel so good. Let's take a look at your special Mzansi edition of this particular one.
He's got the whole world in his hands. Uphethu mhlaba wonke ezandleni zakho phethu mhlaba wonke, ezandleni zakho phethu mhlaba wonke, ezandleni sikhuselekile.
Yes, Kowina. Oh, that wasn't meant to
I
happen.
thought I must just add a bit of an African twist to it, you know.
It's
When you
beautiful.
see the Tyler Perry challenge across the world, I mean, people have added their own local flavor. So I challenged Connie Ferguson. She added Setswana to it. And the other day, it was so funny. There's a guy called Sihle who did an absolute replica, a parody of himself in a gown and fiddling with his hair exactly the way I did it. I have never laughed so hard. So it's gained momentum. And you know what? In these distressing times, in these times of anxiety and stress, we need to find some sense of hope. We need to find some glimmer where we can still have fun and remind ourselves that he indeed has got the whole world in his hands and that this too shall pass.
This is absolutely true and it's so fantastic. But also, the beauty of this is seeing just how South Africans are able to embrace the current reality and still smile in this time.
Yeah.
And we need more of these stories and more of these feel-good moments that people like you are putting across on social media. But speaking of challenges...
We need to keep the hope alive. We seriously need to keep the hope alive.
We need the hope at an all-time high at this stage. Now, speaking of challenges, which we spoke about earlier, Game has a challenge to make a dish with just 3 ingredients. I'm sure you saw the funny chef, Lebogang, just give us her twist over there. And of course, Chef Anel also took on a vegetarian version of it. What would your 3 ingredients be? Because I know you are the queen of the kitchen, but also vegetarian.
Yeah. Well, I mean, after seeing Lebogang, listen, she seriously put on a challenge there. So my husband is pescatarian. So 3 ingredients. I probably will do a salmon with orange sweet potato and then top it off with some apple.
Oh,
I
okay.
Would make
that sounds
3
so
ingredients.
healthy. I love it.
Because initially I thought, okay, I'll just do the salmon with some soya sauce and olive oil. Those are the 3 ingredients. But now after seeing Lebogang adding a little bit of some, so olive oil doesn't count as an ingredient, clearly. Now I've given it a complete new twist. Salmon with some sweet potato and then a garnish with some lovely evo. I think that's a nice and a quick dish to make, by the way.
And it sounds absolutely delicious. Sounds like the perfect starter you would expect at a restaurant, especially during this time where you can't step out to go to a restaurant. You want to make sure that you bring that sort of experience in your own home. But now, as a South African, icon, history in our South African history, and a source of inspiration and leadership. We see your leadership every day. What is your message, Mama B, to Mzansi to get through the rest of this lockdown period? What can you say to us?
We cannot afford to lose hope. And I think stress and anxiety at this time can be over-exaggerated, and it has actually been proven psychologically and physiologically that stress and anxiety lowers your immunity. And we know that COVID-19 also, people with a lower immunity are more susceptible. So I just want to encourage South Africans, to live in hope. We come from such a dark past and we have overcome so many challenges in our country. And even this coronavirus, we will overcome it. We have to find ways to be considerate, to be compassionate, to be kind to one another, and to work together to be able to flatten this curve. And we can do it if we follow exactly the guidelines and the advice that we've been given by health workers, by the Department of Health, by government. We all have to do our part. And if we all collectively do our part, we will fight this pandemic and we will win.
Do it for humanity. Thank you so much, Mama B, for joining us this morning. You are such a joy, and have a fantastic day. And send my love to the family.
Mwah. Lots of love.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Take care now.
Man,
Bye.
what a feel-good time right here on your Feel-Good Breakfast Show. All the love to Basi and her family. And of course, we hope that you out there are staying home and you're keeping safe just like she is together with her family. We'll see you now.